welcome back to another episode of the Good Enough Gaming Podcast. This week's episode is entitled A Dead Bug's Life. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you went to a new planet and tried to bring them the gift of democracy, and they met you with nonstop universal attempts of violence and hostile planetary takeover? Well, the answer has recently been found. All you need to do is serve up the most bitchin' cup of Liber-tea and spread super democracy like it's peanut butter on toast. Justice and democracy is apparently best served with copious amounts of airstrikes, turrets, and human cannon fodder, taking more unnecessary shots than Michael Porter Jr. No, it's not the plot of Starship Troopers, but it might be. Who cares? On today's episode, we're talking about 2024's first game that absolutely broke the internet and took over literally everyone's PlayStations and PCs. Helldivers 2.
Instagram feeds, TikTok feeds.
Holy shit, man.
The algorithm has spoken.
I've never seen a game go so like we've talked about games that have gone viral and like drawn people in. Helldivers 2 came out of fucking nowhere. Nowhere.
I think the only other game that did that was Elden Ring, with like the amount of shit that got posted on. People were like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess this game is good. Like,
yeah, like for completely different reasons too.
Yeah,
but, like Helldivers, like the first Helldivers, I was looking at like statistics for like Steam, and the most concurrent players at once for Helldivers 1 on Steam was about like 7,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're well over 800,000 concurrent players. They had like such server slam in the first week or two. They were so overwhelmed. And they just were just like, what the fuck?
Well, I guess we better expand.
Yeah. It's like absolutely absurd. And
I mean, kudos to them. They fixed it. You know?
Yeah.
they did a good job.
Yeah, like they did a good job improving their servers. A lot of games don't even get that far.
No, but they went full, and they put the time in early on and did what they needed to do, and now they can focus on expanding the game, because right now from release there's only like 2 factions at play here to defend Super Earth
For now.
But there's 2 whole other sections that there's probably some shit coming. And
isn't it like Dave the game manager or some shit like that? Joel.
Yeah.
There's like one guy that's got his finger on the button that's like, yeah, let's do this, right? And like whether that's a real person or, you know, they have a plan in place for stuff, but like either way, it's fucking hilarious that there's a game.
I do love that.
This guy's got his finger on the button.
Funny.
Yeah, just the concept of like, yeah, sometimes he'll wake up in the middle of the night and just add reinforcements to the automatons just because he feels like it.
Yeah.
Love that.
And
There's a lot of people playing right now. I better just bump that number up a little bit.
Yeah.
It just like, if that's real, it very much aligns to the play of the game and like the style of the game. It's super over the top, very reminiscent of Starship Troopers, but also like, you know, Team America and everything else.
Terminator.
It's very, very reminiscent of this like hyper next
democracy.
level.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
America.
Okay, but like the intro cinematics and stuff were like
that was sort of great.
Like
So
just
good.
the gifs alone that came out of that. Like the one dude that's like,
Yeah.
you know, when his family gets attacked
His
by
family
the
gets
Terminids.
fucking
Yeah.
It's like the Vault Tech kind of like salesman pitch.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember the other day I logged in because I think you sent a thing where like log in, you get some extra credits because we liberated something. I can't remember
Yeah.
what it was.
It was the medals. Yeah.
And because there had been an update, it replayed that cinematic, and it was the first time my wife had seen it. She's like, what is this? I was like, I'll just watch this, and the guy comes out and his family's standing there and they just get fucking skewered. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I get it now. I was like, yes, this game is
So good.
insanely ridiculous.
I love how ridiculous it is. They play into the fact that like this is all fucking ridiculous. like the idea of like spreading super democracy across the galaxy.
Yeah, what the fuck is super democracy?
It's a dictatorship, Daryl. It is totalitarian dictatorship.
What the hell is super?
You are expendable, and it's very clear in this game that you are expendable.
And even in like one of those things, right? Like you look into
get to be a Helldiver.
If you look into the details, like someone went in the training missions and there's like the contract and it's written on the wall and someone read through the contract.
Oh my.
And they were talking about like even how ridiculous that is, where they're like, if you're even reading this far in the it's like section 31. They're like, if you've even read this far, you're clearly not into super democracy enough and you should be like terminated.
But just like the fact that the tutorial mission is like the easiest fucking things, like you're a Helldiver now, and you're like the most expendable.
You're just shooting animals in like a pen, like you're at the zoo. Hunt like fish in a barrel. And they're like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you got this. You'll be fine.
One thing I would love is if somehow they released more, because you can get like different voices for your Helldiver, and it's meant to be randomized because the whole idea is that like you're expendable, and when you die, the reinforcement is just a new Helldiver.
Yeah.
I would love like voice packs. Could you imagine a Snoop Dogg? I know this isn't wrong answers only, but could you imagine like a Snoop Dogg like NWA voice pack for this?
I just picture
Call of Duty stuff. And now we have the Nicki Minaj Helldiver pack.
Yeah, right.
I just immediately what comes to mind for the brothers in this group is a Bruce Campbell voice pack.
Yeah.
Oh,
groovy.
Oh my god.
This is my boomstick.
That would be an instant buy for both of you.
Yeah.
I never knew I wanted something so much until right now.
Yeah.
Yes. You're welcome.
That does line like with the theme of the game too. Like that's actually a perfect,
just campy and over the top.
Yeah. That's what I love about this game is it skirts like the perfect line of campy over the top, but then there still is like some pretty epic shit that goes on.
Oh my god.
Even the music when you drop the pod from your ship into orbit, I've listened to that a bunch. Yeah, and it's to me, I'm still like, let's fucking get it.
I think the part like it doesn't take itself so seriously too when you get like like the little like text when you're dropping and it's like little like tips and tricks and it's some of the dumbest shit and it's
it's very meta.
I think when Daryl played for the first time, I think one of his that popped up was "Don't drink and drive" or something.
Yeah, that was my first. That was my first tip on the loading screen. I was like, okay, yeah, this game does not take itself seriously. I was like, all right.
And folks, we convinced Daryl to play. Someone who doesn't do shooters.
Let's just talk about this for a second, okay? Because this is a pretty monumentous thing. Number one, we have a shooting game where four people can play. We can have 4 people playing at once.
Yeah, not 3, 4.
Not 3, 4.
Holy shit.
Okay, great. That's a good start. But B, I played this game. I actually played this with the boys. And I'm not good at shooting games, and I'm certainly not good at this game either. But like, it was kind of fun. Like, it was kind of like it's goofy. At least there's not like the part of Call of Duty where you have to get a whole bunch of kills before you can call down an airstrike or like get to that power. Like at least everybody has it and you can do it a bunch of times. You just gotta, it's like your special move that you just have to like let it, give it more time than anything else. And I didn't have a bad time playing Helldivers.
We'll take that as a win.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Nice. That's the nice thing too, is like you're not expected to come in and like kill death ratio doesn't exist in this game. I'm sure there's a stat somewhere, but like that is not the point of this game. The point of this game is to die in stupid ways while trying to complete an objective.
I think Daryl's most. You know what though? The stats at the end of every mission was Daryl's favorite part.
Yeah.
Oh
'cause
yeah, that's classic. Like the score, right? How did I do against everyone else?
That's like classic me playing Super Smash Bros with my buddy Drew, because I never have the best like KO ratio. Like I never get the kill, but I'll have like the highest amount of damage taken without dying or
friendly
like
fire.
Yeah.
Friendly fire kills.
For a lot of our rounds, I had 0 friendly fire. One, I had 2,000, but for the most of them, I had 0. And I had some of the best hit percentages, but shooting.
Yeah, your accuracy.
You were
That's a miracle.
Accuracy.
Yeah.
It's a miracle for me. So
I go with the laser tag technique. I'm just shots fired. I'm top shots fired every
Yes,
time
you are.
by a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like I love this game for that exact reason. It's the shooting mechanics on purpose aren't accurate. Like you've got your little like circle reticle on the screen, but it fucking moves around like crazy.
It's cool, like kickback and kind of like recoil tracking, though. It's a very interesting concept compared to, I guess, what you traditionally get in a Call of Duty, right? Like it's super cool though.
it's my equalizing factor.
Yeah. Well, and they still give you the option, like if you want to go into a first person view, like you're aiming down sights.
If you want,
That's my favorite part about the game, that it isn't.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
it isn't
It's third
first person.
Yeah.
because
Like,
the
to be
first
able to
person
play-
mode makes me want to puke.
Yeah. To be able to play third person and then like you get huge buffs if you crouch to shoot or even lay down to shoot. Then all of a sudden your reticle, rather than bouncing all over the screen, like it doesn't move all that much. So, there's a nice risk reward of, okay, do I have enough time to physically crouch and shoot, or am I just going to get absolutely fucked on?
No, I'm just constantly running, shooting behind me over my shoulder. Like that's how I play the game.
As you're trying to do the stupid inputs to call anything.
Okay, I
Oh
love
my
that.
God.
I love that. Let's
up, down, down, left,
Yeah.
right, A, B, start. Okay,
Yes,
let's be serious.
exactly.
Who could have called that they put DDR in an action game and everyone fucking
No,
loves it?
they put fucking Super Nintendo codes
Yes,
into
like
a game,
I was just gonna
and
say,
it's
this
awesome.
is old.
It's
This is
so
old
good.
opening menu cheat breaking code things like from original games. Like that's
Yeah.
what this is.
I hope they make a Game Shark joke somewhere in the game eventually.
Yeah.
Like some sort of like put in the cartridge, put in the other cartridge,
You don't have to do the inputs. You just get to push this button.
select the
God.
input.
Man, but like
I love that, though.
the diversity of like orbit, like strikes and like planes and all these different utility things that they bring in, it's fucking crazy. Do you remember when you got like the minefield for free?
Oh god,
Yeah.
And we were just like
Love it.
tossing it out there and it just like spews out this whole minefield when we're trying to rescue civilians. And they just start running through
Just-
the middle like booms, boom.
yeah.
For democracy.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Worthy sacrifice.
They're casualties of super democracy.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like it is funny though, because it's not like they're super complicated. There are longer ones, but if you're the last person alive and you're trying to call something in, like it's pressuring. You're like,
yeah.
It's
I
intense.
fucked it up, right? Like you're like trying to get this thing right while
Why couldn't
running
they
away.
make this easier?
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna talk about like making it easier. Have you seen? I mean, I've been on like TikTok and like reels more because of whatever
Helldivers.
Helldivers.
It's consumed Kyle's life.
Some people have programmed macros into their computer to do the shit automatically, and that
Yes.
sounds
That's
sounds
the
like
Game Shark.
automaton
Yeah.
behavior to me. Like it's
Key binds for the thing.
yes. So
That is
But,
some
I mean-
ultimate sweat behavior.
that's
that is
such
Time.
bullshit.
Yeah, big time.
But I mean,
I
some people
programmed
actually
my
had
Steam
their
Deck.
yeah. There's yes, they use their Stream Deck to like do it. But on the other side of it, some dude programmed his Stream Deck, put it on his arm on PC,
Oh, that's awesome.
So he could
with
do
just
it.
the 4 buttons. So
That's
that's
pretty
how he
sick.
would do it. Like
that's pretty sick.
Bring back the
that's-
Power Glove.
That's full immersion.
Yeah, man.
That's the
Power
Power
Glove.
Glove shit right there. That's awesome.
I like
Oh, they need to bring that out.
But like
This game.
the diversity of weapons and like orbital strikes and things you can call in. There's some that are very good. There's some that are like
chaos.
You're gonna die.
Well, and that's what I like about this.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
The sound design and like the effects of your kill streaks and like the abilities that you call in, like they're so impactful when they hit, and the damage that is on the screen.
Yes.
Like it's such a sight to behold the first time you play. Like I remember Daryl, his first couple rounds, we'd be waiting for the airship to come in and pick us up, and it'd be like orbital strike, napalm strike, explosion, and I just hear Daryl go, "Holy fuck. Holy fuck." Like you kind of forget to shoot for a second because you're like just staring out into the abyss and all this chaos.
Well, I was just like, is there like we're leaving, we have to unload everything we had like moment? That's what I was more like, why are we wasting all this stuff? What is happening?
And that is symptoms of like RPG hoarder status. We're like, I'm gonna save this for later.
Yeah.
Like this shit, you just call it in. You just call it. It replenishes itself. It's not a big deal. I need to get in the habit of using it more. Because again, like what are you saving it for?
But on the other hand, it also breaks everyone's terrible Call of Duty habit of shooting one round and reloading.
Yeah. I'm so bad for that.
It's like a learned thing.
The amount of magazines I've wasted in this game using half of it, and then it's like, oh, I'll press reload while I'm walking in the distance. Like, fuck, I just wasted all that fucking ammo.
Or the panic of switching weapons and not reloading them, and then going back and realizing you don't have any ammo.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. I think that is probably one of the keys that they do really well in this game is they create, by doing just goofy stuff like that, it creates the panic.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the problem. Like the game itself is not crazy stressful.
No, it's not, but it is intended to create stress. Like
yeah.
On the other side of things, have you ever unloaded a machine gun full bore into a group of Terminids and your character just like starts laughing maniacally? And it is the most satisfying thing. And like even the gun design, you can tweak stuff within the gun, like on the machine gun.
That was crazy.
You can change how fast it fires. On like the shotgun, you can change to semi-auto to auto. You can change the sights. There's so many different things you can change with it that just like it's very well thought out.
I think that's what makes the game so good. Like it is on the surface, it is a simple game. Like let's be serious.
It's a $50 game.
Yeah, but it knows what it is. But it's not. This isn't some crazy complex shooter game, right? This isn't Call of Duty. This isn't Splinter Cell.
No.
On the surface, because it's super approachable. But then when you, like Kyle's talking about, like you get into that stuff. And it's like, oh, I can like, you hear about the people online who are like, if you don't have the right loadouts, I'm going to boot you from my party and like the super sweats. But if you get into the game, it's like there's a lot of like little intricacies that you can pick up on to play the way you want to play or like just be different.
Yeah.
Well, that's where that replayability topic that we had last week kind of trickles into this episode too. Is like this game is the perfect blend of if you only have time to play one or two missions, you can do that. But then, if
you want to grind it out for 8 hours.
Yeah, like if you want to go full sweat mode and like there's 10 difficulty levels that you can scale through that'll adjust, everything and the rewards that you earn. And then there's a whole host of abilities and mechanics and upgrades. And like, it's pretty fucking extensive, honestly.
Yeah.
For again, like Kyle said, it's a $50 game, and I've seen games worse than this charge a lot more.
Plus DLC, plus
Skull and Bones,
plus microtransactions,
plus season pass, plus.
On that same note, like it's very rare when you get a game that. Like when like hackers got into the game, obviously like people like exploiting whatever.
As they
people on Reddit were like, how do I get like they were getting like these mass resources because you collect resources on the map sometimes, like the research samples.
Yeah.
People were getting like maxed out on them and they're like they were posting on Reddit like, how do I get these off my account. I don't want them. I don't want this. This isn't what I want. They ruined the grind. They ruined the whole point of it. Yeah. And people were just like, get it out. I want to earn this honestly. And it's very
it's very backwards
sentiment.
Exactly. Yeah. It's weird that people are like, no, I want to play this game properly. I don't want to cheat to win. I want to defend super democracy.
Whatever that is.
Super.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever that is.
That's the cool thing about this game though, is compared to so many other shooters on the market that naturally just turn into sweat mode, nerds versus simps. It's this game, honestly, PC players and console players, everybody is pretty civil to each other. Everybody's in it for the same reasons. Everybody's trying to help one another. The amount of times that I jump into a server and I'm looking at the map to pick a mission, the amount of people that have open public games that you could just jump into and help them if you wanted to. I don't think I've seen that in a lot of shooters in the last couple of years, where it's very collaborative.
Exclusive.
Everybody wants to play together. Yeah.
And
that's been refreshing.
On top of that, there was people that were like, why doesn't it have a PvP mode? Fuck off. Not every game needs a PvP.
No, it doesn't need it.
No,
we can work together against this common enemy, and it feels
PvE
so much better.
For the
it's
for the horde.
It's actually PVJ, player versus Joel.
Oh
yeah, it's true. That's fair.
Fuck you, Joel.
Fucking Joel, you dick.
But no, it's
keep up the good work, Joel.
Yeah.
It speaks loads to this game and the company how massive this got so quickly, because everyone wants to play it because it's a completely different experience. It's a cooperative, and it's a very the story is very shoddy. It's very
is it a story?
But
I don't think
we are making the story. That's the part of it, right?
Exactly.
You're losing places. You're gaining
I've
places.
liberated all of these planets. I'm spreading.
Democracy.
There's multiple TikTok accounts dedicated to giving daily planetary update news about Helldivers and what planets we lost, what planets we've taken. And stuff like that.
That's the thing. Obviously, we looked at the percentages when we were playing that one time. It can't be real. There's not actually. Is it actually tracking it like that?
Which is why they've set it so that when you complete a mission, it does 0.000001% of benefit, and that's the point. It's the whole thing's futile. That's kind of the theme of it. It's you are expendable. This is completely useless. This is completely stupid, but we're doing it anyways, right? That's the whole point, and it's hilarious.
But then on top of that, they've had to tune some of these major events because originally they hadn't planned for 800,000 people to be playing at once. So the community was crushing these events in a couple hours, and they're like, oh fuck.
Can't have that.
Turn that dial up.
Even that one Trevor was talking about where you earn 45 medals for liberating a particular planet.
Yeah.
They activated that event, and I think less than 24 hours later, it was done. And I don't think they expected it to happen as quickly as it did.
That's wild.
Shit.
There's just that many people jumping into this game. It's pretty amazing.
I do wish they would kind of do the Diablo 4 thing and create super events where you join a game with 60 other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
To fight some ridiculous monster. I think that would, I hope that's in the future, because that would be hilarious, right? Especially people not on your team and you're just blowing each other up while trying to fight this other thing.
Dude, that feels
awesome.
That reminds me of Guild Wars 2.
Oh
yeah.
Well, it's WoW, right? It's just raid bosses in WoW.
Raid boss. I was just gonna say.
But with friendly fire.
with
Yeah,
friendly fire.
Could you imagine the orbital
Oh my
strikes
God.
with like 60 players on a fucking
Yeah, just
map?
people. It'd be one giant boss and just a bunch of like
man.
little Helldivers just like flying
The
away.
best would just be like
Server would
missing.
explode.
Just the best would be like missing the boss on purpose and just blowing everyone else up.
Oh, just so much opportunity for griefing.
What is that, like the like you're like secretly a bad guy? You're like the double agent. Like, oh, you've joined the event. Hey, by the way, you're a double agent. Shoot all of your allies. Like you've been taken over by an automaton. That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be so
Oh my
funny.
god!
Like if you join as a party of 4, like one party of 4 is an automaton, like essentially a Terminator.
Sympathizer, yeah.
Like no, you're just a group of Terminators who have taken the form of humans.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you shoot you have to like
Matt-
help. Yeah, you have to help the bug or whoever it is they're fighting. It'd be hilarious.
Now imagine if there was open mic chat for those missions too.
That would-
Like as you're mowing people down.
yeah, that would be like a 2010 Modern Warfare 2 lobby, just screeching, right? Yeah, you're just like, nope.
Yeah. Oh, just chaos. I'm here for
Proximity chat.
it.
Oh my god!
Love it.
All right, so speaking of screeching,
We're gonna screech to a halt.
we're very well done, Trevor.
I gotcha.
We're gonna
put down.
yeah, we're gonna extract off planet, take a little furlough, and we're gonna jump into this season's first jukebox section.
No.
Wait, sorry, not jukebox. I'm sorry.
We're gonna hell dive into the next treasure trove.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, folks. I was expendable.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump into the treasure trove.
Read the fucking script.
I knew I was looking at Jordan's screen the whole time. I fucking misspoke.
Why do we have to put good enough in front of everything? It makes it so confusing.
Yeah. God damn it.
Jordan, do some treasure trove shit.
I got you.
Treasure trove.
All right. New season, new fucking treasure trove.
Same Kyle bullshit.
Same Kyle bullshit always. Thankfully, these fuckers gave me a couple months to actually dive deep into my treasure trove and play some things. I got an interesting game though. I talked to the guys a little bit about this kind of at the end of last year. It's a game called Miasma Chronicles. It's a tactics.
What about your asthma?
It's just this kid trying to get through high school gym class.
Miasma Chronicles.
I can't find my buffer.
Final stage, the beep test.
My asthma chronicles.
If my lungs could talk.
They'd be wheezing.
Yeah.
This
Main character Carl and his sidekick Puffer.
Worst soundtrack ever.
This is just a PC mod for the game Bully from fucking Rockstar.
I bet that kid's favorite Pokemon is Wheezing.
Yeah.
His favorite Nintendo game is Of the Wild. Doesn't have any breath.
Nice.
His favorite animal is a puffin.
Nice.
All
All
right.
right, back to it. So this game
Can't
is
unhear that now.
no. It's so good.
Sorry.
So this was developed by 505 Games. They made a game on the PS4 called Mutant Year Zero, which is kind of like XCOM. If you guys have ever played an XCOM game, very similar style to that. I played early last year, Midnight Suns, and I absolutely adored that game. I platinumed that game. I probably play like one tactics game a year. And so this was a game I stumbled upon. It was on sale, good price. I think I paid like $20, $22, something like that. It's a very goofy story. You can tell it's from an indie studio because like the voice acting in parts is pretty bad. It's like B tier action movie type stuff from the 80s, 90s.
All right.
Nice.
But essentially it's set in America. This like organic matter is taking over the landscape and just like basically infecting everything. You play as an orphan that has a glove that can control this matter.
I thought you were going to say it has asthma.
No, he doesn't have asthma. But like the funny things about this game is you have a robot companion that somehow is your brother. And he taught
Full Metal Alchemist?
Yeah.
Alfonso.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Is the voice actor for the robot sounds like Barrett from Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
Like it's just so over the top and just some of the fucking dialogue. I'm just sitting there like shaking my head, just laughing like this the cheesiest, most like
Racist.
Like you're
Racist.
you're skirting the line a little bit with some of this, but like whatever. But honestly, like the gameplay itself is really interesting. They've got a stealth component to every like interaction. So before you even get into a fight, depending on who's in your party and the gear that you have equipped, like you can stealth kill half of the people before it even starts a combat encounter.
Oh, sweet.
And so like that was half the fun, was kind of taking a look at this view and being like, okay, how can I go, from person to person and, snipe them with a silencer and not have somebody else hear that. And, it just kind of opened up different ways to kind of tackle different combat encounters. So I thought that was pretty interesting from like a tactics game standpoint. And the game honestly looks great, like for kind of a AA indie title. The environments are super cool. It's kind of like a top down, like Diablo type perspective. So they do some cool things, zooming the camera out so you can see the environment around you, and you fight some cool shit. There's like radioactive toads that have turned humanoid and stuff that you got to kill, and
Battletoads.
I was just gonna say, you fight the Battletoads?
Yeah. So, and there's
what a weird crossover event,
right? So there's some pretty cool stuff for that, and they've got loot and gear and special abilities and everything. So, if you're looking for like a slower paced game, kind of more of a tactics based, if you like XCOM or if you played Midnight Suns, honestly, this is a good one to pick up. Yeah, Steam or console now, it's probably like $15-$20 if you see it. So
nice.
Definitely check it out. It was
cost effective pickup.
Yeah, it was a surprise hit for me last year. I put 30 plus hours into it pretty fast. That was the only game I played for a while. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, check it out.
Nice.
Awesome. Sick. What was the name again, just for everyone?
Either Miasma Chronicles or Miasma Chronicles. I don't fucking know, but we'll go with
Depends if you're in Ireland or not.
Exactly. We'll go with Miasma Chronicles.
Miasma.
It's funny. It's funnier. So yeah.
Miasma Chronicles.
Check it out.
Miasma's acting up again.
Oh boy, that was a segment.
Too long.
Jordan, thanks for bearing with. We had to do a couple
Way to
cuts
get
there.
through it, Kyle. Way to get through it, buddy.
Yeah, proud of you.
So let's bring it back to Helldivers, because we're gonna redeploy here. Can I just say how much I hate the YouTube culture of like having to like perfectly set up the meta every time because that's their business model for YouTube views. Like,
but there's always going to be those gamers. There's always going to be that person that's like, I'm into this, I enjoy it, but now I need to perfect it. And like, there's always those people that obsess over it at that level.
Min-max.
You're always going to have that type of gamer.
It's the generation of gaming that we're in, you know, like that's unfortunately that exists now.
We play to enjoy it, but not everybody can enjoy it without maximizing the potential of like, you have to have some of like affordability of just like fun and like getting through it and enjoying the process. But then you have to have this like, okay, here's the holy shit mode. Like you said, there's 10 different difficulty levels. You have to have the like, holy shit, you better know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
With what you have, or plan accordingly and have like a perfect setup to survive this situation.
And there will be people.
And this isn't new either. I mean, fuck, go back to the WoW days. Like back in the old WoW days, there were a lot of people out there that min-maxed the shit out of that game. I think it's just, you know, as a game developer, you have to balance the enjoyment for casuals like us, and then you also have to have your game be sustainable, and you want it to be long lasting, and that's where these meta players come into it.
And the funny thing is they just came out with a patch like today.
They nerfed some shit around.
Oh yeah, like the railgun lost damage. They nerfed the backpack shield. There's a bunch of things that were like overpowered and a significant number of people were using, to the point where like that's all everyone was using, so it didn't make sense.
Well, it was the meta loadout, like the entire loadout became meta. They nerfed every item off of that list. I love that.
Keep it up.
Like I love that shit. You know, that's so good.
And so it again, like those people are like, oh, you nerf my plan, but then they're gonna go find a new one, and that's how you keep that or like that part of your clientele engaged and like. Yeah.
The nice thing is in this too is like this isn't a game where you get to the end and like you're literally blocked from playing the story unless you're, you know, some insane player who does the meta and does it perfectly, right? You don't have to strategize. Right? This game is still built on the fact that you can like, I want to go to planet A and I want to do a 5 out of 10 difficulty.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm doing my part. Right. And that's the whole point of this game. Right. So like, I think at least in this, it's annoying, right? When people talk about booting players from their squads if they're not loaded properly and whatever.
So dumb.
But it still like gives people the chance to play the game without feeling like you're missing out.
Yeah.
But like this game is much better with other people.
Oh, I think that's critical.
Absolutely.
Playing this game by yourself is a bit
It's made to play multiplayer.
Yes.
Yeah, playing it solo is, to me, it's the dad game. Like, you probably play 2, maybe 3 missions, and then you're like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'll move on to something else. It's when you have a group with, like, if there's 4 of you all playing.
It's so easy to lose 4 hours.
Yeah, like, that's where you're going to lose the time because you're fucking around. You're dropping airstrikes on your team. Like, you know, that's where the laughs and the fun, it really starts to kind of come out for sure.
Yeah.
Any improvements? Like, is there anything you would like to see in the game, like moving forward?
Just, I think for me, just like an expanded arsenal of weapons would be good. Like one thing I do appreciate still is that their like premium battle pass, you can easily earn the credits just by playing.
Yeah.
Like it's 1,000 credits. I've had it for, when did it come? Like a week or 2 ago. I already have like 750 credits, and it's earnable. It's easy. There's no like pay to win. Like, here's this holy shit overpowered rifle that just rolls everything. You know, like it's small things. And the one of the main guys from Arrowhead Studios even commented on that in a news article, was saying, I believe games should earn the right to do microtransactions.
Yeah.
He's right.
He's
Makes sense.
absolutely right.
Yeah. I honestly, my biggest gripe is wishing I could customize my guys' colors more.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That was mine. I was like
You can get
why
the cool
have gear
fits.
and all this other stuff if you don't have shaders? Like this is
Yeah. I
That
just
would,
want to
that would open
buy.
up a whole new aspect.
Well, and
Yeah.
shaders would be such an easy thing to add into the tiers of unlockables too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well, even-
for 2 medals, you can get this shader pack. Like, cool.
And like
Yeah.
armor still looks different, right? Like
Yeah. But I don't want it to be bright orange, right?
yeah,
It's just
they're
this
still
looks
Yeah.
tweaking
cool.
some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They're
I don't want to be a
tweaking-
pylon. I want to be a Christmas tree. Okay.
Wearing your safety vest.
Yeah.
It's dangerous
Or
out there.
Yeah, like I think, I mean, you guys kind of hit all the ones that I had in my head. Like, I think just a bigger arsenal of weapons. Honestly, the abilities and like the airstrikes and stuff, I think there's a lot there.
Oh, yeah.
There's enough variety that I think that's fine. But I'd like more personal weapons for your soldier.
Yes.
Shaders for sure, because I'm with Daryl. I'd love to customize.
Yeah, I don't want to look the same as everybody else. Like that's the worst part of like the multiplayer. Like
Yeah,
Clan capes.
I do also. I wish that like they've done a little bit of stat modifiers with the different armor. I'd like them to expand on that more though.
Into helmets too, because the helmets don't do shit.
Yeah, well, and
You know?
even just like, this particular set of armor is like way more effective against the bug population, or this one, this one has more stealth components against
I was
automatons.
just gonna say,
So
one
like they
has got
can't
more defense. One is more stealthy. One can like jump, like traverse easier, or like whatever. Like
even one where it's like, this set of armor reduces your like orbital strike cooldown. But
I thought you were going to say personal damage from an orbital strike.
no, like your cooldown is better, but maybe you
can't
have
receive friendly fire in this suit.
Yeah, right.
like maybe
got a
your health
backpad.
is half. Maybe you have health the amount of half the amount of health. So it's like, again, there's that risk reward.
Yeah. There is some like that, but it's not nearly as expanded as it could be.
No, I'd like them to go deeper into.
I would also love if they added a jump button. Like not a dive, but a jump.
I don't know.
I
if
have
need
a
to
hard
jump
time in
this
a game now where you
honestly.
can't jump. Like it is
Just to
hard.
get on boxes, because some of the traversal is a little janky, just with the way the character models are. I'm like, I just wish I could just jump on this box or jump, and then from this box jump onto a roof to get a better vantage point.
Right.
Just get the jump pack, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh,
well, I guess there is that. Yeah.
On that note, it would be cool
Rocket pack.
if you could build some stuff. Like if you could call in
Fucking
like
AT-AT.
no, like a sniper tower. Like you could call in a sniper tower that you could get up into to get a good vantage
Okay.
point for different things.
Now you're
I feel
playing
like-
Fortnite.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. I don't want like pieces to build shit, because then it does get Fortnite structures. You're calling in an orbital strike, but they're dropping in a tower or a bunker or
A wall or something.
I mean,
something.
there
Yeah.
there has been essentially confirmed rumors that there's going to be mechs and like vehicles added.
which is dope.
Yeah.
Because I was
Next
like,
would be
so-
the only other thing I was like, I want to fly the plane. I want to fly the ship. Like I want to go over and just fly the
Yeah.
ship into stuff.
It'd be cool to have like a Halo Jeep, like the
yeah.
just
Warthog.
the Warthog.
The
Yeah.
Warthog.
Because
Warthog,
sometimes
yeah.
sometimes you are running for quite a ways. So it's like, oh, it'd be nice to have, a vehicle.
Yeah.
Daryl's talking about playing fucking Rogue Squadron up in space. Which, I mean, same thing. If they add another faction, maybe there's some space faction and you have to do
Yeah.
like flight sim fights.
It'll be very cool.
We're gonna
to
play
see where they
Star
go
Fox
with this.
next.
Do a barrel roll.
Or like those desert storm games on the Super Nintendo. Just playing that helicopter flying
Black
around.
Hawk down.
Yeah.
Credence Clearwater intensifies.
I mean, one thing I've really loved with all of this is like some of the support weapons that you can call in is a 2-person thing.
I love
Like
that too.
like you can have one guy with like the backpack of the like whatever
The rocket launcher or whatever.
Yeah. And you're firing and they're loading it and it's faster. If you have it by yourself, it's like put it down, load it, get it. And it's so much slower.
Just the communication between two people being like, get your ass over here and help me reload.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think honestly, at the core of all this, the biggest takeaway from this for me that I kind of wish Xbox still does. I'm going to bitch about controllers again. PlayStation doesn't. This is about fun. Mm-hmm. This game is about being goofy. It's about having fun. It's not about being a combat racing simulator that's taken to the next level, right? This is just about being a fucking goofy ass game that you have fun playing with your friends.
There's no leaderboards. There's no like.
No. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like there's none of that shit. It's just.
And that's the biggest takeaway. It's like
democracy.
Yes, all about democracy.
It's a super democracy.
Yeah. Right. But that's the thing. Like Xbox still kind of has that persona, but like PlayStation's gotten away from that a little bit with like their like fucking Audi German car executive color schemes that they're going with. Right. And it's just like, no, like this is a gaming console. This is meant to be goofy and fun.
Yeah.
Right. Not everything has to be serious.
Have to be serious.
Yeah.
And my favorite part too is the fact that everyone's just like playing into it. This is like it's space Vietnam.
Yeah. And everyone's in on it and everyone's like super into it.
It's like when that
really into it.
When that creek level
Malevolent
like,
Creek.
Malevolon Creek.
Yeah, like when Earth lost that, like the amount of memes that came out of like just people heartbroken, like, oh my god,
I fought in the creek.
Yeah, like it's fuck, man. It's so good.
I might have to get a shirt like that for GameCon.
I would.
Yeah.
100% I'm doing that.
I survived this Greek.
That's like the best part of this game is just like the side shit that's come out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what has made the game so much better. It's just like the goofiness that people are just like, I'm buying in 100% super democracy.
And hey, if you're a younger gamer, and you know we mentioned Starship Troopers, and you're like, what the fuck is that? Go watch it.
Go watch it. You will understand.
That.
Go get
all
education.
of the similarities that are going on here.
You'll understand why our age group like fell in love with this game as soon as it came out.
Go watch Starship Troopers and then go watch Terminators 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Give or take. And then you're covered.
Good.
You're caught up.
Covered. You're hitting all of the marks of content in this game.
Yeah. You are fully caught up.
Now, on that note, if Terminids or automatons.
Automatons are a pain in the ass.
Who do you choose?
Oh my god, they suck so much.
They're a pain in the ass. Yeah,
bugs.
Bugs is considered the easier one.
I enjoy fighting the bugs. I just think it's more enjoyable.
But if/when they add a third faction, what is everyone's best guess is what it might be?
The first game is the Illuminates.
Yeah. Okay. Is that like Protoss? Is that StarCraft?
Kind of, yeah.
It's like an alien organic.
Like Avatar meets Protoss. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is third person shooter StarCraft. This is StarCraft 3. Meets Starship Troopers.
It's the closest I'm ever going to get to a true StarCraft Ghost game.
Construct additional pylons.
Yes.
Guys, they have a baseball cap that says Malevolon Creek Veteran.
Yes. Love it.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
There's so many good shirts.
Yeah. And you know what? That's what I love about this game is like the devs have come out and said, you know, with the success and how popular it's been, they plan to support this game for a long time. Like I think the amount of different like the factions they're going to introduce and the abilities and the new weapons and everything. Like I think this is going to be a very different game 2 years from now than it is today.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. Like, I'll go back and replay this when they add in new factions and stuff. I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, and that's the best thing is like even though there's like a season's pass, like this is a game that you can jump in with any weapon. Doesn't matter if you haven't played in 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
And they've even said that they're not making they haven't made the season's pass for the sole purpose of like FOMO. Like they're not trying to make people feel like they miss out on stuff.
You have to play every day.
Yeah. The store cycles super quick. There's a lot of chance for things to to come back. You can get the armor you want. You can get whatever the season's like the actual premium war bonds. It's they've made it again. We talked about this last week with Baldur's Gate. Like they made this game for people that like games, not for corporations that are trying to make a buck.
Yeah, they didn't add in a bunch of mechanics for business purposes.
Yes. It wasn't game by committee.
No.
Yes. Yeah, there's no gotcha things.
Yeah. And honestly, this is going to be the perfect game down the line, kind of like a Fortnite where when they introduce a new, season, for lack of a better term, or a new faction, like it's going to bring people back in. Yeah, it's going to bring people back. You'll play hard for a month, and then you'll be like, all right, I got my fill. And then with the next big update of content, you're going to be like, fuck it, I'm back in. Like it's going to be perfect for that sort of stuff too.
It's a faction of banana Fortnite guys doing dances. Get them.
If they add dances, I'm out.
Yeah. No, I don't think that's going to be the case.
No. You could just
finger guns at the end is good enough.
It's the chest bumps and the finger guns.
Yeah, I can handle that.
And the hug
emote. Yeah.
I can handle that stuff. Yeah, that's all right.
All right, so let's bring it home. Let's wrap it up. We'll start with Daryl because I know he was less.
He's a non-believer.
Yeah, he's not sold on super democracy.
No.
Daryl, score out of 10 for us.
I'm too authoritarian for this, so honestly, for me, I don't have a lot to. I've barely played Call of Duty and stuff like that. My biggest shooting game experience is Destiny 2. So for me, just the lack of customization, I guess, for a game that's supposed to be fun and simple and just kind of have that like fun first mentality, that seems like a very limiting factor for me in that regard. So Helldivers for me is like a 7. I'm kind of at that 7.5. It's a lot of fun. It's goofy. It hits all the right parts for everything, but I think there's just like some like customization pieces missing that would make it complete. That's a high praise for me for a shooting game.
Yeah.
Trevor?
I'll one up Daryl and just do an 8.5. Same thing. I think it's a fun game as long as you're with people, especially people you know. That is what makes it 10 out of 10. If you can play with 3 of your friends, 10 out of 10 every time. Hilarious. Yeah. Otherwise, just some minor stuff, which I think and I hope that they're going to change. But yeah, that's it for me. Otherwise, the fact that it's $50 kind of shook up the game market a little bit. Big win.
Yeah. I'm going to call it 9 out of 10. I'm
surprised you didn't give it a 10. You love this game.
I do. But like,
Kyle loves Super Democracy. He's the biggest fan of Super Democracy.
Yeah.
I'm no traitor.
He's so ready to make that creek great again.
Yeah.
Spill oil. No, I've loved it, and like this was a dark horse out of nowhere. Like I knew I was gonna pick it up, but like just how fun it is, and I didn't quite know what to expect with it. It's been so great. And
came at the right time for you too. With the, with the flop of Skull and Bones, you basically had something to put.
I don't even.
Don't even bring that into the mix.
Do not
open that wound.
Oh.
You just called an airstrike on Kyle's heart.
The first quadruple A game.
Speaking of Helldivers.
All right, 9 out of 10 for me. I love it. I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
Jordan?
I'm probably with Trev, 8.5 for me. But same kind of thing. Like it's an 8.5. I've played a lot solo, so I've enjoyed it in that aspect more than I thought I would. But yeah, with a full group of 4 friends, like it is a 10 out of 10, weekend night game. Like
fuckery.
Like it is such a fun game with the right people. And yeah, the fact that it's only $50, they're going to add free content down the line. Like there's a lot of positives to be said. Definitely some glaring omissions with the customization and sort of the lack of, for how goofy it is. Like you should be able to really go all out with making your guy look unique. I'd even love some color customization for your ships too. I think that would be cool. But for a game that I don't think anybody was expecting a whole lot out of.
Even them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I played the first one mostly on the Vita back in the day, and I enjoyed it, but it was nowhere near what this is. Like
it's a completely different style of game too, isn't it? Like
the other one was like isometric shooter.
It was a top down, top down twin stick. Like, yeah, the glow up from the first game to the second game is pretty fucking impressive for sure.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. All of us, there's no traitors to super democracy here. We are proud veterans of Malevolent Creek. We
drinking Liber-tea.
Yeah.
We sip that Liber-tea, we spill it over the lands.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like you have to do at the end of every mission. Like it's just a flag and everything. Dab.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Space dab.
Again, Arrowhead Studios, thank you for creating such a fucking amazing and hilarious game. And we're gonna be playing the shit out of it. Me for sure. Yep. So a salute to super democracy. And it's a good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for more content. We also invite you to write an email or join us on Discord to talk about anything from our episodes or something else you would like to discuss in the future. Please subscribe to the Good Enough Gaming Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you listen to your podcasts. And remember, we might not be great, but we are good enough.